TGIDP football fans. That's right. It's never going to go away. That is the slogan of this show. That's right. This is the IDP show brought to you by Fantasy Now Plus. We're going to be talking about the Bills and Dolphins games last night. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak. We're going to be talking about the Bills and Dolphins games last night. We'll be talking about emerging names, role shifts, who's on the rookie radar, who's the odd man out, and who are our recommendations for your start sits this week. Pudge, let's get this thing started.
You're listening to the IDP Show, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
All right, Topher, that was pretty loud, but I dig it. That's the vibe we get here on IDP Friday. We are loud, we are vocal, and we are ready to talk some defensive players. That's what we do. Whoa, football, pads on pads, helmet on helmet, hits. Boom. Dude, these kids don't even know what a hit is these days. Until you watch John Lynch use his body like a missile, like on every single play, y'all don't know football, man. You just don't.
I secretly miss Jacked Up from ESPN way back in the day. I mean, they don't know what these guys used to go through. It was absolutely insane, the hits that these guys would go through and seemingly not die on the field like DeMar Hamlin did. Which was really bad. But really I don't know how I don't know how more people haven't been hurt more seriously. You want to jump in this game?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a whole show on that, but we'll get to that on our philosophy show in the off season. Yes, let's get into last night's game because our Miami Dolphins, and again, I say our Miami Dolphins because we are also brought to you by the Finstock Sports Network, went against the Buffalo Bills last night on Thursday Night Football, and your boy put $20 straight up on the Dolphins money line. And your boy lost $20, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. Things happen. What did you think about? What were your biggest takeaways of last night's game?
Ollie Gordon really impressed me last night. He looks like he's going to be the short yardage goal line back, so that's cool. If Devon Achane ends up missing time, it doesn't look like they're going to miss a beat. I do realize that Achane is the next CMC. For all intents and purposes, he looks just like him. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's going to get another 70, 80 balls. The guy lights it up whenever he turns the corner. And last night, they had actual corners covering a running back, which I haven't seen in a while. It worked on third down for them early in the game, and then they stuck with it towards the end. But watching a corner cover a running back, not a linebacker or safety, was pretty special.
Yeah, it's good to see. That's he's so good. We have an interesting chat question or comment. ZRST friend says, tell Christopher Kurt I said hi. Tell him it's Brian. I'm assuming this is either a student or friend of Topher. I never knew Topher's name was Christopher. That makes sense. Topher is in the... I'm so dumb. Like I never
My name's
thought
Christopher, but they don't call me Topher.
So is Topher the Spider-Man guy? Is his name Christopher?
Yeah.
I had no idea Topher was a short name for Christopher. And I have a brother named Chris. The right Topher, I love you. I really do. But the right way to shorten Christopher is Chris. It's not Topher. I don't go by Uwa. I go by Josh. There's no Uwa. I just walk around, hey, my name's Uwa. I
never got Bill from William either, but there's that.
Yeah, there is that. They just make up. It's English, man. We just make stuff up. As far as Josh Allen goes, last night threw 3 touchdowns. The game winner to Khalil Shakir. People are super hyped about that. My question to everybody is, are you still hyped for Keon Coleman? And how much money did you lose? More than me, probably. Betting on the game last night. You guys probably lost a lot of fab on Keon Coleman. And this is probably who he's going to be all season. Sorry, but it is the way it is. How do you feel about Keon Coleman? Do you think he could bounce back?
He can bounce back, absolutely, but he's going to bounce back week to week to week, Gabe Davis style. They spread the ball around. I don't know how many times I heard those guys say everyone's going to eat on the broadcast last night. But yes, everyone will eat in the Dolphins or the Bills wide receiving core, and it looks like Dalton Kincaid is going to be the biggest benefactor out of there. He's been the most consistent right now, but I wouldn't trust any wide receiver out of there week to week. You can probably put your chips in on Shakir if you're going to, but he got bailed out last night by a touchdown. So there's that, and those are few and far between.
Yep. Speaking about bailing out, Jalen Waddle is one who's been bailed out this season. I feel like a ton. Very low efficiency with his receptions. I don't think he's even capped 50 yards yet on the season. I mean, I could be wrong on that. I really could be. But man, he scored a touchdown last night. I started him in a very important matchup. I was very happy with that first half touchdown. Did a little bit afterwards, but Tyreek Hill, he's been the most talked about receiver, obviously, for that team. People want to get out of underneath him. They want to get rid of Tyreek Hill. Last night, he did show something of Tyreek Hill. And we need to remember that Tyreek Hill is still Tyreek Hill. And just because he has down games, guess what? Everyone has down games, especially the Miami Dolphins right now. They're in a down quarter at this point of the season. They will have their ups and lows, highs and lows. Tyreek Hill is still Tyreek. How do you think about that, Budge?
I actually loved his usage last night. He bailed Tua out of a blitzing scheme on 3rd and long to set up that touchdown to Waddle, who, he had 1 target, 1 reception, 1 touchdown in the first half. But he kept that drive alive. I was actually impressed more with Tua last night than anybody else. And that Tyreek catch over the middle of the field, stretching it, and then again having the wherewithal to get out of bounds so they didn't have to use that last timeout right there. That was huge. Big time plays from a big time guy. I know he's got a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on right now, but it looks like he's past the injury, that wrist injury that crept up last year. I don't know if that was real, if it was fake. It seems like it was pretty fake right off the rip, but he didn't produce like he's doing now. Maybe that little talk they had at the end of the last game in the locker room helped light a fire under him for sure. He looks like the Tyreek of old.
He did last night. He looked pretty dang good. And I just want to say what's up to everybody. Jamie's in the chat saying they did Tyreek dirty on TV last night with his abuse stuff. I must have missed that. Full disclosure, and I told everybody, I went to bed at halftime. I woke up at 4 a.m. and saw the stats and saw they lost and just went straight back to bed. By the way, shout out to NFL Network. I didn't know they did this. They play the game before Good Morning Football, so I was able to watch the second half as I was getting my kids ready for school.
They do.
So I said no Bluey today. No, he watches Pupstruction at that time. I said no Pupstruction today. They could build something tomorrow. We're watching the rest of this Dolphins game. So we did that this morning. All right. No, this is the IDP show. So what IDP players stood out last night? Whether it be Terrell Bernard or Matt Milano, who else stood out for you?
Well, Matt Milano, he's still nursing that injury. And yeah, that was my bad. I put that in the show sheet. That's me, guys. I messed up.
My bad. I thought I deleted that. I'm being dead ace right now. I thought I deleted that, but
it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hey, you didn't watch the second half, so you don't know if he didn't play or not.
Who knows? Who knows?
He could have not. He could have played. But I want to talk about the next gen broadcast. And from a defensive standpoint, a defensive analyst type deal, you can see all 22 players. I don't care about the stuff they talk about on there. Most of it is for the offense. Some of it is for the defense. Pretty cool. But being able to see that broadcast, all 22 players, see where the players lined up prior to snap, actually helped me decipher who I want more other than the box score. I really want Dotson. Dotson, he killed it yesterday. I thought it was going to be Jordan Brooks, but looking and seeing where everyone's lined up pre-snap, moving forward, it's definitely going to be Terrell Dotson. And then, last night, IDP hero was Terrell Bernard. He had the game-stealing interception. He's emerging as a top 15 linebacker for us. 8 tackles. What more do you want out of your LB1? And it seems like every week is going to be consistent for him. He's got consistent usage. So that right there is the IDP highlights for yesterday. It wasn't too much of an IDP showdown. We had Bradley Chubb. He had a sack. But do you have anything else to add as far as IDP over there? Did you see anything?
So what I saw was if we're going to be doing these IDP we need negative points. So many times I saw last night, James, by the way, the Bills, you guys are idiots. You could have easily blown them out if you just gave the ball to James Cook every single play. Like every play was 9 yards, every play. And I'm not even joking. It was every play. So I think if a DL gets pancaked, we need some negative points because that happened almost every play in the first quarter. That Bills offensive line destroyed the Dolphins rushing defensive line. They couldn't stop James Cook for anything. And I'm just worried, like, I don't want anyone on Miami besides Dotson. Like, that's it. Because their front seven is beyond ungood. But let's talk about some good players, some emerging names from weeks 2 to 3. We do have some players that you want to talk about. I'm curious to find out who this young person is for the LA Rams.
Byron Young?
Yeah. Talk to me about him. Because
dude, this guy is a machine.
I'm learning IDP. If you're watching along and you're just now here, I'm learning IDP as we go. And I told you that from week 1 or from the start. I'm going to learn with you. So tell me, listen, I'm going to. Most of these players I do know. I don't know about this player. Tell me about him.
All right. So he's one of the Rams outside linebackers. He plays edge. He does.
This guy's laughing at me because we all come here for your advice, Pudge, even the host.
I love it. I'm here for it.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite show of the week besides my wrestling shows. I'm being dead ass serious. Sorry for the language, Justin. I love this. I love it. I love being with you. I know.
It's okay. He'll get over it real quick. So, Weston, I want to get to your question at the end of the show. We will go through all of our Q&As, okay? So stay tuned. We'll get there. And we have set aside, ample time for all you guys, and all these questions. We'll bookmark it and come back to it. Now that that's done, I really love the Rams defensive line. It's really hard to pick right now. Those guys are awesome. They got Jared Verse. You got Fisk. Do you know these names yet? You should know Jared Verse.
Yeah, I know Verse. Yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Byron Young, man, he had 14 tackles through 2 weeks. He's had 2 sacks, and his usage is only maintaining. And those are the things you want to key on. His PFF grades are through the roof on pass rush. They are killing it on offense. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and I don't want to talk about it really, but Davis Allen is almost a tight end 1. I know that's not hard to do, but these are the guys that they're passing the ball to other than Kyron Williams, and they are getting up on the scoreboard. When that happens, they are letting these defensive ends pin their ears back and just go after the quarterback. So if you have stacking stats, as in sack, QB hit, and tackle for a loss, this guy is going to be a monster for you. Albeit it's going to be a Byron Young one week. It's going to be a Jared Verse the next week. But these are the defenses you want to key on. Zone defenses. They are going to use a ton of zone coverage. They're going to be up. So that's when they go to that. That's when they merge, and they don't go man-to-man anymore. Man-to-man is more first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. But the Rams, they're getting in these games, and they don't need to use man coverage anymore. So that's when they switch to zone, and that's when these guys start to eat. That's who Byron Young is, sir.
So he's the pin your ears back, rush the quarterback, hit the quarterback, get paid. That's what he does.
He's got a big chip on his shoulder. He's one of those guys that you talk about, a Brian Branch, or you talk about players that are real chippy. Back in my day, it was Bob Sanders. I don't know if you guys remember Bob Sanders. Brian Dawkins. He has that mentality where if he is getting his helmet ripped off by a face mask, he's going to finish the play still. He's not going to stop. He's not going to let up. He's going to get punched in the nose. He's going to get cleated in the face, and he's still going to make a tackle. That's the kind of guys that I love, and I gravitate towards too. Got a guy in back of me.
Max
does the
Crosby.
Same thing.
Yeah. Albert Hainsworth, right? Who
No.
No. Sue. Sue. Sue's
No,
a tough guy, right?
Dominican step on your head. Yeah, Sue. No,
he stepped on the ankles. It wasn't the head. It was the ankles.
No. Dominican Sue stepped right on the man's head.
I know he did. All right. Let's go to roll shifts, snap share trends. This first player up here that you have, Servassier, I love saying that name, Dennis, was highly roasted this week on the local radio about not having a high motor and not trying as hard, but he still had a very decent fantasy week last week against Houston. He had 9 points, 4 tackles, what I saw, and 1 tackle for a loss. He had a really good week 1, of course, 20 points that week against Atlanta. All these points, by the way, are coming from Fantasy Pros. I did have to look those up just to be a little bit, just to know, to let you guys know that I do know what I'm talking about, kind of, just a little bit. But what do you think about Dennis's usage here in Tampa Bay?
I know he had a down week, but those guys are still going to rely on him, to plug up that middle, to get all those tackles. He's not going to be a sack guy. He's not going to be an interception guy. He's a guy that's going to compile tackles. And while he compiles those tackles, he's going to be a great floor play for you guys. For everything that he isn't, he is a great floor play. And a guy that's not going to blank you. You won't see a week where he gets a big goose egg. Those are the kind of guys that you fill your roster with. You might have a very boom bust player, Aiden Hutchinson, Max Crosby, Jared Verse, Fred Warner. Right now, he doesn't look like he, is the same guy. Those guys are great floor plays. Obviously, those guys are very, very good boom bust plays, but you do need floor plays to keep you in the game. Now, if you need 6 points and you're going into Sunday night, Monday night to win your match, Dennis is your guy. He's going to get you those points. You're not going to have to worry about him. So that's where he comes into play. As far as one of those very good tackle machines. He's got a high percentage of efficiency in tackling. Usually he goes from 15 to 17%. That's really good. You don't want anybody below 15% in their tackle efficiency. very much like Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell's not going to rush the passer, but he's going to get some passes defensed. He's not going to he's not going to get any interceptions, and most likely he's not going to get too many sacks either. But he will get some tackles for loss and things of that nature.
I feel like these middle linebackers are just linebackers in general that aren't categorized as edge rushers. As you have someone here is categorized as the edge. They just make up positions now, which is fine. That's what they are. But I feel like these linebackers, like the days of the Ray Lewises and all that, where they do cause chaos in the middle and they can't control a game, those days are over. It's all about the edge now, where someone is not going to get you 10 to 13 sacks a year. We kind of just push them by the wayside, and we don't value them as much. But in the fantasy aspect, we do need sacks to, produce in fantasy football. D. Winters, linebacker in San Francisco, he averages 11.9 fantasy points per game so far through 2 weeks. He's replacing Greenlaw, right?
Yep.
How do we feel
Greenlaw's
about
over
that?
in Denver now.
Yeah.
Love it. He had 100% of the snaps. He had 9 tackles. So he's what you call a green dot linebacker. Those guys, like I said, he is Servosia Dennis is a green dot linebacker. He's gotten 100% of the snaps. Those guys are very few and far between. Like I said, with all of the packages, all of those type of things, it's going to be hard to find those guys this early in the season. You are going to be able to get those guys now next week, the week after everything settles out. We've got all the data. Those guys are going to be very, very hard to get on the waiver wire. You're going to see them to start creeping up when you filter your points, your fantasy points, because those guys, they may not have the boom bust weeks, but guess what? Every week they're going to get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points. And by week 4, week 5, those are the guys that are going to, the cream rises to the top. Those are the guys that you're going to see. Cream risers, exactly. Hey,
that's my motto, baby. That's my motto.
For each other. We were meant for each other. I didn't know it.
You didn't know that? Man,
I had no idea.
This thing made for me, bro. Cream rises, man. I know. I'm so upset that when I made this, or when I had it made for me, that the cream rises is covered. I was like, "Can you edit this thing?" He's like, "It's gonna be an extra or whatever." I'm like, "F you, bro. F you." Like an extra or something, whatever it was. I'm like, I paid you good money for this. I want the cream rises more visible. But anyway, continue.
I love it. And I didn't know that. So the cream rises to the top. That's going to be
my home league. My home league team name. By the way, I don't do team names. I'm not clever enough to do team names. My home league team name has always been Cream because that's been my motto. I always start out like 0-3, 0-4, and I always rise to the top. So I'm like Cream, baby. It's like the Macho Man says. Cream rises to the top.
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Our brother. Sorry, I'm a big time when it was called WWF. But I digress. We go to Edge now. So Edge is where it's at. Edge is the new edgy thing to do, edgy thing to be. Those guys are the ones getting paid. Those guys is Malcolm Kuntz this week, an edge rusher from Vegas.
Oh, he plays for the Raiders. Yeah, he plays for the Raiders. Yeah. I know that. He had a sack against New England and the Patriots week 1. I know that.
And so they're bringing him along slow. He only played 45% of the snaps. He's coming off of an ACL tear. Guys, he's going to be just like Trayvon Diggs. Diggs, they're bringing along slow over there in Dallas. He's the shutdown corner over there. They're doing the same thing with Malcolm Kuntz, and Malcolm Kuntz is going to start crushing very soon, opposite of my guy Max Crosby. 45% of the snaps right now should be 75% of the snaps by week 4. I'm hoping. and it's progressing that way. So he's already got 1 sack already. He's a menace. Those guys really, really need to watch out opposite Crosby. I mean, this new look Raiders is very, very good. I don't know what Pete Carroll gave them or what kind of pep talk he's got, but I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and I would love me some Malcolm Kuntz if I can get him in Dynasty, if somebody didn't hold on to him. Or if you are 2-0 right now, or 3-0 real quick, you could pick him up on waivers for absolutely nothing. So you save money on waivers, and you've got an emerging star.
Permission to say something controversial but true.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, when Tom Brady is associated with your organization, there's going to be some kind of cheating or tomfoolery happening. So maybe Pete Carroll has nothing to do with it. Maybe Tom Brady broadcasting on Fox and knowing everything and getting all this information. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I've only been saying it since he started at Fox, and I've been told, stop with your conspiracy theories. I'm just saying now it comes out into the open where people are talking about it when I've been talking about it since day one, because he always has been a cheater, always will be a cheater. But I did buy TB12, the book. Great book, great read. Tom Brady's changed my life in a positive way. So even though I disagree with him, I still appreciate what he does. And I actually follow the TB12 program. I used to. I did. I do half the time now. Listen, before you met me, I was shredded. And then my chiropractor told me to stop.
What do you mean? You're not shredded anymore?
No, dude, I am so out of shape. I'm beyond out of shape right now. It sucks.
That's okay. I'm about to go hit some pickleball in about an hour. So I'm going to get shredded.
Love it.
Shredded.
Well, that's what we do at our age. We play pickleball because we can no longer play tennis, which is okay. I'm man enough to admit that.
It's all right. I'm okay with it. But you know who's not playing pickleball? Cameron Kitchens.
Can I say something about this name real quick? When I saw this, I'm like, okay, Carmen Kitchens. Okay. Cameron, I cannot figure this guy's name out. 1000% cannot figure out his guy's name. But yeah, Cameron Kitchens, safety, Los Angeles Rams. He's the DB51 right now, but you're telling us he's going to be an emerging DB2?
Oh, he's a safety for the Rams. The guy.
I said DB, right? I got it right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm saying a safety for the Rams. That is exactly one of the few things I want right now that a lot of people can't really wrap their head around because their because their defensive line and you okay?
I got something in my eye, but I think it's gone.
Oh,
I'm good. There's something in my eye though. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. I thought you were winking at me. Let's stop talking about Kitchens. You're winking with the wrong eye again there, sir. But Kitchens, dude, he's going to be a ball hawk. Like I said, they are going to be up in games. Those guys are going to be pressuring the quarterback, and who thrives back there? It's going to be the deep safety. The deep safety in that defensive scheme is going to just be running around, looking at the quarterback's eyes and not playing the wide receivers. He's going to be, I'll say it right now, he's going to lead the league in interceptions in the first 8 games. He's going to
he's going to lead the league in interceptions the first half
of the season. First 8 games, first 9 games. I just have that much belief in him, and that defense looks unstoppable. Teams, they haven't been able to really find an answer for it, and I don't know what Sean McVay's doing over there, but he's got a great offense, and he's got a great defense, and he's got draft picks now. I don't know how or what or who is going to stop these guys. I know they're not getting a lot of love right now because of the off-season theatrics with Matthew Stafford and his back. But if Stafford stays healthy, I see these guys going pretty deep. And this is a championship caliber defense. You can grab guys all over and plug and play them.
I agree with that. Yeah, they are. I feel they're playing Philadelphia this week, right? Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
And a lot of people are probably throwing that game away. A lot of casual fans, a lot of people are like, oh, the Eagles are going to run. No, sir. Rams have a standing chance in this matchup, and they may come out with a win, and people are going to be surprised by that. But yeah, the Rams have a championship defense. That I do know. That I do know about. I just don't believe in the quarterback at all. I don't believe he's going to stay healthy.
If you look at Philly's defense, which is historically very good, they have not been good this year, and I think the Rams have a good chance to turn them up pretty quick. And AJ Brown and Devonta Smith might have a very good game this week.
Oh, they're going to try. Speaking of the Eagles defense, we have some rookie radars and breakouts to get to, where we have Jihad Campbell, who's been on the show, mentioned on the show now back-to-back weeks. He's linebacker 53 on the season per Fantasy Pros, averaging 8.4 fantasy points per game. Against Kansas City, he had 5 solo tackles, 2 assists, and 1 quarterback hit. Talk to us about Jihad Campbell, and is he rosterable? As in, is he widely available, or is he one of these players who are just picked up?
Oh, Jihad Campbell? He's a rookie, so
I know that. But did I say his name wrong? I said Jihad.
Yeah, Jihad, as in holy war.
I'm going to learn these guys' names one day. And I'm talking about the entire NFL landscape. Like Kamara. What is it? Is it Kamara?
You haven't learned his name yet? It's Kamara.
No. See, I've heard Kamara.
No, Kamara.
I say Kamara.
I church it up. I like to church it up. So along with Dotson, this guy is one of those guys that has the dog in him, right? He has that mentality. He came from Alabama. He was a hybrid type linebacker. I didn't know if they were going to play him solely on the edge or if they were going to bring him in and place him at linebacker next to Zach Bond. Well, there it is right there. He played 91.8% of the snaps in week 1. Week 2, he's got 3 tackles, he's got a run stop, he's got a forced fumble. His PFF coverage grade last week, 83.5, guys. That is sick. He's going to earn more time. And Zach Bond, I'm not really believing in late breakout linebackers. I know they paid him. He's on the team for a while, but he could be the 1B to Jihad being the 1A as Philadelphia moved up in the draft to get him, albeit 1 spot. And then you've got a couple of guys. Jacob Parrish, he's the cornerback from Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay resident over there. You want to talk about him?
I'm not a big Buccaneers fan, but I see that he was targeted once, allowed 0 catches. That's not good for IDP, is it? Don't you want some tackles?
So quarterback-driven leagues, this is MFL platform. We don't have a platform on Sleeper. I say we, but most people play on ESPN and or Sleeper. There is CBS and Yahoo, and we can go on and on. But MFL is what I'm talking about. When they're targeted once, 0 catches, he's got that high grade. You want to target guys like that. He's going to get a lot of passes thrown his way eventually. That last game, I don't know how many pass plays they had exactly. I have to look it up, but Parrish played a very, very solid game in a Tampa Bay secondary that's not very good. Let's be honest. And if they move him and make him part of the starting, if they make him the starting corner, he's going to get targeted. And if he keeps up this pass grade, which is 80.7, I mean, that's up there in the upper echelon. That's in the top 20 of corners in the league. That is unremarkable. I mean, it's remarkable. It's not unremarkable. It's a great stat to try and go after on waivers and stuff like that. Like I said, these guys are breakout candidates. These guys are not guys that are filling your box score yet. They are going to be guys that you're going to go after in the future. Keep them on your radar for sure.
And with that being said, we have 2 San Francisco linemen on this list, Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins. Talk about these guys as up-and-comers. It seems like San Francisco has a lot of ballers on that side of the on that side of the ball. So Alfred Collins, Mykel Williams, what do we like about these guys?
Well, I like the fact that they're paired next to Nick Bosa, right? They got Nick Bosa, they got Fred Warner. You know, they've got these guys, these big names that are soaking up the offensive linemen. And these guys are running wild. 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 QB hits. Mykel Williams is a force on the interior. For teams that are starting defensive tackles in their leagues, again, you know, I went over the platforms already. I'm not going to do it again. Those platforms with defensive tackles and defensive linemen specific, not edge pass rushers or edge linemen or defenders. He's going to get a ton of work. And again, that offense with CMC and Ricky Pearsall, you're going to get guys healthy. I don't know exactly if they're going to run up the score like they normally can and would. They're going to get Brock Purdy back, but with guys and teams able to run the ball on the 49ers and keep games close, Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins are going to be a force to deal with. They're going to crush. Alfred Collins, if you look at it, his snap count doubled, and he had multiple pressures last week. He's trending towards being the starter down there. These are the guys that you want to go. You always want to be a week or 2 ahead of the trend. Once this guy has a 15, 20, 30-point game, guess what? His fab just doubled, and you're likely not going to be able to obtain him. It's just the way it is. Like, you have to start looking at the future, not at what they did last week. Once you get into weeks 3, 4, 5, you will see the trending pattern, and that's what you want to capitalize on.
It's funny you say that, because you can look at that offensively as well. Like, if you are paying attention to Cam Ward looks competent and good. Looks like he knows what he's doing. And when he does get some offensive weapons out there that help him, people are going to be like, wow, like, I should have got Cam Ward earlier. And that's where you win your leagues, is when you do jump on it, especially in keeper leagues or dynasty leagues. You know, being able to find out Kamara is good before he's good, obviously, is a good thing. So the same thing applies with these defensive players. It just seems like there's more of a pool of them, Pudge, like more players to watch, because on offense, you only know, hey, there's 2 receivers. Yeah. With them, they're always cycling players in and out. How do you manage that? I'm sorry if I just threw you off on a whole tangent.
No, that's okay. So this is what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about snap shares, you always want to look at defensive snap shares and if they're trending in the right direction. Last year, I will go off stats that I know. Anzalone, before he broke his arm, he was trending in the wrong direction, while Jack Campbell was trending in the right direction. Now, you could have seen that 3 weeks in advance. If you look at Jack Campbell's percentage go up and up and up without even watching the game. Like, you don't have to watch these games to be a IDP stud or star. And that is where I think it will get a lot of people interested in IDP. It's hard to watch all of the offensive players. It's incredibly hard to watch all of the defensive players as well. You can't watch both at the same time. Now, yeah, you might catch a defensive play here and there, but like I said, that next gen stats, that Thursday night that Amazon Prime plays is awesome for watching defensive players and what they do. You watch them drop in and out of coverage. You will watch them get subbed in and out. Now, that is not what the NFL really likes to show. When they're subbing players in and out, they're cutting down to whoever, Al Michaels or whoever is talking. Those key things are things that I love to watch, but you don't need to necessarily. You can look at the box scores. You look at PFF. You look at the plays that they go. You can actually see how many plays that they rush the passer. You can see how many plays were they in tackling position, but they didn't make a tackle. Like I said before, if you get those guys that are 14, 17% tackle efficiency, those are guys that you can go after on your waiver wire that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg. That's where IDP, I think, will eventually become a mainstay, because you don't exactly have to watch the game. You can look at the stats and you can still be good. You don't have to look at the game. You don't have to watch the game at all.
It's hard, man. I'm not jiving you at all. When I'm watching Red Zone or I'm watching the game Sunday, I'm going, oh, that was a good play. But I'm like, okay, in and out of my mind, because when Jalen Ramsey makes a tackle and he jars the ball out, all I can think in my head is, well, that's a 0-point play, because all he did was just hit this receiver hard. Ball came out, wasn't a tackle, wasn't a pass defense, wasn't an interception. It was the best play for Jalen Ramsey that entire game, but it counts for 0. So it's why I think it's hard for people to get into IDP, because the play Jalen Ramsey made week 1 where he dislodged the ball was 0 points for him. So it's hard when someone makes a game-changing play and you get no reward for it. That's why it's hard for me to get an IDP, although I am in many IDP leagues now. It's so hard to watch and gauge, like, oh, that was an awesome play, but who cares? Right?
Okay.
Am I wrong?
So these are different metrics. The league that you're in doesn't value defensive back. That is where you go to your commissioner next year and say, hey, look, we need to have pass defense on our stat line. You can boost the points as many as you want. It makes guys like Sauce Gardner, guys like
Like Surtain or people
Patrick Surtain. These guys that they're shut up. Darrelle Revis back in the day. They didn't throw the ball that way because they did, either the corner was too good or the ball was going to get intercepted somehow. You can go in and change your stats for these types of players to make them relevant. And you can also make it so you have to start a corner instead of a safety. Those are formats, like I said, MFL types of places where you can play, and those players are available to start. You're going to start defensive tackles. You're going to start nose tackles. for 3-4 defenses. You can start corners. You can't start a safety in the corner position, obviously. Those are where guys like this are going to be very, very valuable in the future. And I expect Sleeper to eventually, get there. I loved Sleeper when they first came out. I don't so much anymore. I like I like going deeper and being able to go into my lineups and look at, okay, I've got this, and this. Well, I like all of the players. I can play 11 on 11, and you can do that in MFL. Not a sponsor, but those guys, they know how to make a platform. They really do, and it'll get you involved in corners, left outside linebacker, right outside linebacker. It'll break it down that far if you want it to.
I'm a
There's
big
so many
fan of
variations.
MFL. I'm MFL for life. You guys know
Yeah,
that if
me
you followed
too.
me forever. I only had to go to Sleeper because when COVID hit, and this could be another whole podcast, the dynasty landscape changed and dynasty fantasy football got ruined forever because of COVID. I will stand on that hill forever. You guys messed up the values. You guys messed up everything. The market has been destroyed from the COVID influx of you dynasty players. And I hate it, and I hate you for it. You used to be able to get like 3 first-round picks for freaking Le'Veon. You used to be able to get stuff for your players. Now everybody just treats it like an extended keeper league. I could go on forever and ever and ever about how COVID ruined dynasty, but I'm not going to do that because I love new players. And I love that we're getting introduced to that, but thank you for ruining the market. Okay. Players, do you agree? Just
I
do you
agree.
agree with that?
I absolutely the influx of dynasty players, influx of impatient dynasty players. You've got guys that are trying to trade away Ashton Genty after 2 games. Like, I won't say their name, but I've had a guy trade me JSN and a defensive player for Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I got Justin Jefferson for JSN, which I'll take all day long, but I don't understand.
Because like I said, it's no longer dynasty fantasy football. It is extended keeper leagues. That's what we play now. And it's unfortunate because dynasty used to be very, very. Moving on to Talib Still, cornerback, Baltimore. He is a deep dynasty watch. I'm just going to draw all of our view. We're so high in we need chalices and we need monocles and we need to talk like we're dynasty from OGs, bro. Like let's get down to
cheerio,
earth.
Good chat.
Let's start talking to the peoples. We love all the new dynasty players. Just stop using these terrible trade calculators. They just ruin everything. Talib Still, cornerback, Baltimore. He is a deep dynasty watch. So talk about him a little bit because I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, Talib Still. So he's got 7 solo tackles. He's their box corner. When I talk about nickel, the nickel back and he's their nickel corner. And you're going to see him a lot this upcoming game against Detroit. Detroit runs the ball a ton, and you're going to see Talib Still come to life, I believe, in this next game. The Lions are soft up the middle. Graham Glasgow hasn't been the greatest. I know he's filling in for an all-pro Frank Ragnow that retired right before the season, but he is a nickel corner that it can blitz, and those guys are pretty darn successful when it comes to IDP. That'd be one of those nickelback guys that we really lean on. No, not one of those nickelback guys.
I'm one of those guys.
Nickel corners. I'll say nickel corners from now on. He's one of those guys that's going to sit in the box and just accumulate tackles, and eventually they'll throw Jahmyr Gibbs the ball. They'll throw Hawkinson the ball, and he's going to be the one that's going to be defending that play.
Love it, love it. Do you want to talk about this tight end real quick? Jackson Hawes.
Jackson who's? Yeah,
Who's?
Jackson Hawes,
Howes?
man. So I figured we'd throw him in here. We didn't talk about him during the game. That game last night was crazy how many people actually caught the ball for Buffalo. Jackson Hawes is a rookie, and I really actually think that if you are playing the Bills and you are seeing that Jackson Hawes is going to be lining up across from you, you should be benching your one of your linebackers. As you saw, Jordan Brooks had a absolutely terrible game. That was due to Jackson Hawes. So if you see Jackson Hawes, and I'm going to try and add one of these offensive players each week that are defensive equalizers. He is the highest run grade tight end in the league right now as a rookie. I don't know if you saw this or not, but James Cook had quite a game last night, and that is primarily due to Jackson Hawes. They're going to line up in 2 tight end set. Dalton Kincaid is the primary pass receiver. So if you see Hawes coming into your players lineup, be a little weary. You're going to want to switch to maybe a corner, one of the nickel corners that I was just talking about. Shy away from the second linebacker, whoever that may be on that team for defense.
Yeah.
Like I said,
a lot of people don't think about
trying
that.
to get people, involved in what they do and look at why they're doing it. This is why you're going to bench a good cornerback like Quay Walker. Now, if Quay Walker, because they're going to pay, I believe that Green Bay plays the Bills this year. I think they play the AFC East. I can't remember exactly. But let's say Quay Walker, who is not your number one linebacker over there in Green Bay, who has a very good defense, he may get shunned. He may be the Jordan Brooks of that linebacking crew when they play a guy like Jackson Hawes. And like I said, I will try to incorporate a offensive juggernaut every week to maybe, if you have a better choice, steer clear. And if you do have a guy like that, throw it in the chat. I will absolutely try to give you somebody to pivot to.
I dig it. All right. We have a lot of questions in the chat and we will get to those, but we're going to rapid fire this next segment because we are way over time, which we're going to do here every single Friday. We will go overtime. We always will. It's my fault. So segment 5, odd man out this week. Rapid fire these guys. Why are these guys just? Are we cutting
rapid fire?
Guys?
Let's ixnay these guys. Odd man out.
You want me to say this guy's name? Nick Imanwari.
Yeah, he's a rookie safety. So Imanwari, he only had 4 snaps total. He's buried behind Julian Love. Jair Brown, 2 defensive snaps, special teams only guy. Robert Spillane, you saw him last night. Low tackle volume, boom bust profile. Get him out of here. High draft pick, boom, done, bye. Devin Lloyd, only 70% of the snaps, 5 tackles, inconsistent usage. Boom, get them out of your lineups. These guys that I'm talking about, these guys are what you're going to drop if you need to. Next guys are on the bench. These guys should be benched in all formats. Donovan Wilson, safety from Dallas. And then Joanne Biggs, the defensive lineman from Cincinnati. I know he had a sack. It's not enough volume yet. He's only got 48% of the snaps. And then, like I said, Donovan Wilson, safety out of Dallas. He's a fading defensive back. Get him either on the bench and or cut him.
Right on. All right. Now your starts and sits debates for your IDP matchups. We got some studs. I know these guys. Edger and Cooper, obviously, crushing it. We're liking Edger and Cooper this week, correct?
Week, absolutely. Absolutely.
Week.
Edger and Cooper should be in your lineups every single week. Jack Campbell, I know he hasn't put out yet, but he has that LB2 floor. They are playing Derrick Henry this week, and they are playing Lamar Jackson this week. Those guys are going to be running the ball, and Jack Campbell should have quite a day. Tyke Smith is a defensive back out of the Giants. 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss, 6 solos. He's got blitz upside over there for your start sits. So if you have these guys on your team, feel free to start them. Do not worry. And then sit candidates, as I said, Devin Lloyd, Donovan Wilson, and Jawan Biggs are my sits for the week. Put them on your bench. Let them ride the pine pony. Next week, cut them if they don't produce this week.
All right. Is Tariq still a top 24 defensive back in nickel-heavy schemes?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. Would you trade Carson
Schweissinger
for Fred Warner?
Schweissinger. Not Schlesinger. Schweissinger.
Would you trade this young man for Mr. Fred Warner?
I'm going to say no. I know he's a rookie, and he had a huge, following going into as a middle linebacker, but I'm still staying with Fred Warner in Dynasty.
And I think this is what we meant when we wrote this up. Would you trade, or is Cameron Kitchens better than Dotson over there in Miami? Is a waiver wire pickup this week.
I'm going to say Dotson. Dotson is absolutely a monster. Like I said, he was the cream of the crop this week, and he showed up Jordan Brooks. He's a cream riser. We might have to add that in there. That might be our new might be cream risers.
No. Don't be stealing my takes from Cold Brews and Hot Takes, where I had the segment, the cream of the crop. Don't be stealing my stuff over here, brother. That's my gimmick, brother. I love it for it. All right. This is the portion of the show where we got some questions in the chat. If you're still here, we're going to start off from the top. Weston Smith, my dude, I traded Lamar Jackson, DK Metcalf, and Stephon Diggs for Patrick Mahomes, Brian Thomas Jr., and Michael Pittman in a full PPR 6-point per passing touchdown. Should I do it? Okay, so he hasn't done it yet. So basically, which side do you like? Lamar, DK, or Diggs, or Mahomes, Brian Thomas Jr., or Michael Pittman?
I'm not trading Lamar at all.
No.
No.
The best player in the deal is probably Lamar, be honest. If it's a super flex league, definitely. I could argue Brian Thomas healthy is probably the best asset in this trade. But my thing is I'm not a big Michael Pittman fan. I think he has very low ceiling, and his floor isn't even that high, especially with Daniel Jones. We've only seen 2 weeks. Mahomes is surprising a lot of people, not named Josh Kimmel. So Mahomes is actually putting up some points, 2 20-point weeks in a row. Only a handful of quarterbacks can say they've done that, and Lamar's one of them. So Lamar, I'm taking the Lamar side.
Yeah.
This one, I'm going to smash with a hammer and say, do I trade Wan'Dale for Rashee Rice? And the answer is yes. Now, do it before they change their mind. Because Wan'Dale's going to get the targets. But Rashee Rice is an elite talent. And when he comes back, I expect him to be a top 10 weekly receiver. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I want Rashee Rice on my team. He's going to fill such a void. So Mahomes is doing this with a ragtag group, right?
Mhm.
Can you imagine what he's going to do with Rashee Rice, who was tearing it up? He was tearing up the NFL before he got hurt. So I really believe that Rashee Rice, I don't think that Wandell is going to hold up. And Jackson Dart is going to be the new quarterback sooner or later. And I go on the side of sooner rather than later.
We'll see on that end. What up, Doe? 417 says, I got offered this trade. Should I accept? Javante Stud Williams and I'm assuming DJ Moore for Big Mike Evans and Cooper Cup. I'm gonna let you go first.
I'm gonna take Javante and DJ Moore there.
Okay, you got some more to say?
I love the usage of Mike Evans, but Javante right now on that offense is on fire, and he's everything that we thought he was 2 years ago. So,
yep, Javante Williams is getting the job done in Dallas. He is the only person there that I feel confident in. All your Jordan Blues and all your Miles Sanders. I saw somebody say pick up Miles Sanders on the waiver wire. No, thank you. No, thank you. Javante Williams is the only show in town. DJ Moore, I'm worried about him a little bit because Odunze is just taking over. But DJ Moore is a professional athlete and can get the job done. I see his name on the stat lines more than I see Cooper Kupp these days. Matter of fact, I know where Cooper Kupp is, but I had to double check to go, oh, wait, did he play for Seattle this week? Because he's just been missing. And Big Mike Evans, they're going to get in the groove. Listen, the Buccaneers are going to have a tough road ahead. They need Wirfs back, and they just lost another guard. That offensive line went from top 5 in the league to bottom 5 in the league in 1 week. People need to understand that the Buccaneers are going to struggle without that offensive line. It's bad. And Big Bills guy, I don't even want to. This is the Fins Talk Sports Network channel as well. So you know what? My son's. Did I tell you this? My son's teacher's a massive Bills fan. When we went to open house, he had Bill stuff over all the walls, propaganda of the Bills. My son comes home and says, if the Bills win, we don't have to do a test. We get candy. If the Bills lose, we have to take a test. So, and I see Mr. Taylor all the time, and he doesn't know I'm a Dolphins supporter. He doesn't know that. So, last night, my son, my 7-year-old son was antagonizing me. The Buffalo Bills are going to beat your Dolphins. Like, he kept on telling me this as the game was going on. I'm like, whose side are you on, son? Get out of the room. Go outside, buddy. But
you're sleeping in the tent tonight.
Are you guys starting DJ Moore over Debo now that Daniels is out?
Oh, that is a very, very good question. And
I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll answer this question. Whoa, we got all kinds of things going on. I'm going to start Debo still. I'm still sticking with Debo. I don't really understand the usage of Debo. Maybe he's resurging, but I love the fact that he's getting the looks that he is. Marcus Mariota, for what it's worth, that's a pretty good offensive line, I would say. Let's give Mariota the benefit of the doubt, and start Debo over DJ Moore, just because of the emergence of Roman Dunze. That didn't feel good to say that. That was good.
So they're playing Vegas. You have to think that they're going to try to, they're smart over there in Washington. They're going to try to scheme Debo up. And remember, Debo doesn't have to just catch the ball every time. He can do in arounds. Debo's an all around athlete. Whereas DJ Moore, you are playing against Dallas. Like, that's something, right? Like, that's something. Dallas isn't that good. They get Russell Wilson looked like a freaking superstar. So I'm not, man, this is so tough.
You might have swayed me. I might go DJ Moore.
I'm going DJ Moore at home, 425 game. Dallas is coming to town. They're 0-2. Ben Johnson's got something to prove after that beating.
52 shellacking.
Yeah, that was bad. So on DJ Moore, final answer against Dallas. Everyone's going to do well against. Wan'Dale Robinson scored 1,000 points against Dallas. So I think DJ Moore can too.
DJ Moore. That and I just talked up Vegas. So let's stick with the Vegas.
Yes. So that's all the questions, guys. If you want more of us, which I don't think you would. No, I'm kidding. You want more of us. We're here live again tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Saturday. We are live tomorrow. I believe 4:00. I think
4:30.
4:30. Okay.
Something like that.
So they'll be live tomorrow. You'll be live Sunday at 11 p.m. 11 a.m. with Justin. What are you guys cooking? Do you know the menu? Do you have the menu?
I do. We're making pizza this week.
Pizza, yeah, let's go. What kind of pizza?
Now that's to be determined. That's on the captain.
That's the secret right there. The boss.
I'm just a swabby. I'm just the deckhand. I answer the questions. He makes the food. I don't get to eat anything.
You can catch me Monday morning, cold brews and hot takes, where I break down everything that goes on through the weekend, where I talk about the good players, bad players, and all in between. But if you're into professional wrestling, I'm going to throw this out there because I am on the Fins Talk Sports Network as well as Fantasy Now Plus. Me and the boss man, the boss of Justin, right? The big boss man of Fins Talk Sports Network, Bobby Melendez. We will be doing a WrestlePalooza preview show, breaking down John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, breaking down Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. It's going to be a magnificent show. We have wrestling from 2 p.m. all the way until probably 11 o'clock at night because AEW also has a wrestling show that day. So jam and pack loaded with wrestling content if you're into that kind of thing. You never know. There's closet wrestling fans out there, Pudge. They're everywhere. You used to like wrestling.
I'm not a closet fan. I like them. I went to Hell in a Cell over in Detroit last time I was here.
Listen,
I watched McMahon jump off the cell.
You watched Shane O'Mac? It wasn't Vince. It was Shane.
No, it was Shane. Shane jumped off that thing. Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Shane's a baller, man. Shane's a baller. You know what we gotta do one day? Because we do reviews of old pay-per-views. We got to get you on for some old pay-per-view review where we just talk. Because me and Bobby do that. Yeah, we got to do that, man. We'll talk off air on that one. But join our chat Discord if you're still with us. Chat.fantasynowplus.com. Make sure you sign up with Underdog. Play 5, get 50, FN Plus. Underdog's a great partnership over there. Pudge, I'm rambling at this point. Anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I'm ready for this weekend. It has been a long one from work, and I'm actually under the weather pretty bad. I'm not going to say why or what, but it's been a long week.
It's been a long week for many, many reasons, and I'm glad that we are able to disconnect and talk fantasy football with all of you watching, whether it be on the Monday show, Tuesday show, Wednesday show. All of us are very, very, very humbled to see the growth of this show in this network. So I think I could speak for all of us, say thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Couldn't imagine doing this without you guys and without you, Pudge, Justin, and the rest of the team. So with that being said, let's get us out of here before I start crying or rambling about something else.
Let's go.
Oh, I can. I can keep going. I'm the Energizer Bunny, baby. You're supposed to cut me off. That's the bit. That's the bit. You're supposed to cut me off. Justin does.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.